everyone. I'm Matt Williamson. What's going on? We are midweek, gearing up for the Packers. So I wanted to do a mailbag. It's been a little while since we've done that. A ton of questions from today. Thank you very much. Let's just start here with Chris Santana. I listened to your show the other day and you mentioned Herbig was not on the field on that last drive against Cincinnati. Did you ever find out if it was because he was hurt? I can't understand why the Steelers wouldn't put their most productive defensive player in on that drive. I've talked to several people, beat reporters, people within the organization. No one seems to think that there was a injury issue at all with Herbig that I've gotten. Now, I'm recording this Tuesday afternoon. I go down to the facility every Thursday to record a video with Missy Matthews and Rob King. I usually get some answers to questions while I'm there, but I think it's nuts, to be honest with you. I mean, there's a strong case. He's your best pass rusher, and you knew this team was just going to throw and throw and throw, to try to win. And he would have been my first or second choice of players to be out on the field for that particular drive. And, it makes no sense to me whatsoever. I'm still leaving the light on that there's more to this story than meets the eye, that they just put different people on the field. I mean, in the pass situation, pull Benton off the field, pull Harmon off the field. I mean, you don't have to pull Highsmith or Watt off the field. Just give me pass rushers. They run it up your butt. Is that really much different than it's been? And it's also a much more difficult path to coming back. I don't understand it whatsoever. Ryan Madison asks, even though the defense has been a huge disappointment, don't you find it refreshing that this team and quarterback is equipped to win a shootout and or play from behind in the second half if necessary? 1,000%. Again, I mean, I know they got a loss, but that doesn't mean everything going on is negative. I mean, this quarterback to me is pretty exciting, and I think he can play from behind. My concern, and I've brought it up a few times, is if it gets to throw, is being as tight end dominant as they are offensive personnel wise going to get you there. Not that the quarterback can't get you there, or Warren, Freiermuth, the guys get the ball, Jonnu, Washington, Metcalf. But I would like to have the capabilities to go 3 wide and really sling it and don't even mask your intentions. But yes, I mean, this team to me is much different than the ones we've seen the last 5 years with Trubisky and Pickett, et cetera, that if they get in a bind on the scoreboard, I don't think it's over. I am 100% on board with that. And yes, that is absolutely exciting.
Football season's finally here. Time to check out the latest odds, futures, and win totals on the FanDuel Sportsbook. Think the Steelers are headed to the Super Bowl? Lock in your bets today. Whatever your game, FanDuel Sportsbook delivers the latest lines, futures, and specials, so you can join in on all the action.
For those of you who are doing real work in construction, in a warehouse, if you're a mechanic, if you want reliable, comfortable gear to help you perform well on the job, Brunt Workwear's got you. They have waterproof boots, safety toe, soft toe, pull on, or lace up, whatever you need. You can wear them to work, and if they're not right for you, send them back. I don't know any other brand doing that. Brunt was tired of the workwear brands out there cutting corners. You work too hard to be stuck in uncomfortable boots that don't hold up. So they built something better. Boots that are insanely comfortable and built for any job site. And for a limited time, our listeners get $10 off. Just head to bruntworkwear.com. That's bruntworkwear.com and use our code DK Sports, all one word, all caps, DK Sports, and you're good to go. After your order, they'll ask you where you heard about Brunt. Do us a favor and tell them it was from my show. Thank you so much. Pittsburgh Fan 1981 asks, will the Steelers add Jacoby Myers? Hoping this week. Bad feeling it'll be old washed up guys like Lazard or Lockett. Yeah, those two aren't going to cut it for me. I did a little bit of background, recent look at Lockett, who just got released. I don't think that makes you any better. I mean, he would be fighting for really, I'd have Austin ahead of him in the pecking order. And to me, if Austin's ahead of you in the pecking order, then it really isn't even worth making the move. I would say Lazard's at least a little different. He's a bigger bodied guy. So I think his role could contribute more than like a Lockett, but neither one of those guys moves the needle for me. If that's last resort, okay, I guess you're better with them than without. But again, you're giving nothing up for either. Jacoby Myers is very interesting to me. He does make some money, but they have some money. He's a big bodied guy. He can play inside. He can play out. I think the Raiders are horrendous. First of all, they had 30 snaps last week. 30 offensive snaps. Anyway, I think Jack Besh, their day 2 pick, is destined to take over for Myers sooner than later. I know Myers didn't play this past week. I don't know if he's even super injured because they want to play their young receivers, namely Besh. He would be fine for me. I think that is a really nice addition. Clearly makes you better. I don't think he's expensive as we originally thought. 5th round pick, something like that. Not a ton. You got to pick up the money. Okay, so be it. But no, I would be very happy with that. I don't think it makes you a favorite to win the Super Bowl, but I think it makes you a better team. And it's a good positional fit. He'll block too. He has some physicality. He's got some good traits in that regard too. So I would be cool with that without question. Tyler Wake asked, hey, Matt, is the defense bad at defending the run because they have to protect the DBs, or is the defense bad at defending the pass because they can't stop the run? Clearly a bit of both, but what's the original sin? Well, let's just say the Bengals game was all the above, and bad alignment, bad tackling, sometimes effort wasn't great, not flying around the field, looked tired, all the above. And your secondary, you couldn't protect the DBs, I guess is one way of putting it. So I guess really, what's the original sin to the defense? It's a great way of putting it. I just don't have a great answer for you because I do think the front is really good. I think the pass rush is phenomenal. That's not the problem. I think scheme has something to do with it, but I did like a lot of the aggressive stuff they did leading up to the Bengals game. But if you're going to be aggressive, you got to trust your corners. And I think it's pretty clear that Slay no longer can play man. And Ramsey is pretty debatable whether he can play man, to be honest with you. I mean, both are good in zone. Ramsey's good out of the slot. I don't know that you should keep lining him up outside, which I'm kind of shocked I'm saying. But Porter's not particularly great in zone. Safeties not named Elliott haven't been terrible, but they haven't stepped up. I don't think the linebackers have made up for a lot of issues, but they're also not bad. You can see I'm kind of wishy-washy on all the above. Early in the season, I thought the D-line was getting moved a ton, but I think that's firmed up quite a bit. Harmon and Hayward are both quite good in that regard. Y.A. Black had a tough game, to say the least, but he didn't play a ton. He wasn't the reason they lost. So I'm dancing around your question because I don't really have the answer. Jeff Fisher asked, when I look at the quarterback rating against the Steelers corners, this goes hand in hand with what we were just talking. Sure looks like Slay is a bust and Ramsey is disappointing at best. Rather than looking for a wide receiver 2, wouldn't you go looking for a good cover corner on a team that's already looking to 2026? Well, I don't think this team's looking to 2026. Maybe you meant that go get a corner from a team that's moving on to 2026. I don't think you want to invest more salary there. I mean, you're always open. If you could give me the name, I would consider it. I definitely agree that Slay is very worrisome. Again, particularly in man coverage. I don't think Ramsey's a bad player. I mean, I still have great faith in him as being a positive difference maker for the team. What I think I would do, though, is I would bump Eccles' roll up quite a bit. And that doesn't mean like bench Slay, but Eccles can kind of he's the jack of all trades, master of none. Slot, outside, zone, man. So, especially if you want to be man heavier, I think I would play Eccles over Slay. Does that make sense? I mean, I think that would help the problem some. And maybe we even start to see that Sunday night. That wouldn't shock me. Last one we got here, Matt Sable asks, are the top 3 picks of the 2023 draft class turning out to be busts? Broderick, Porter, Benton. No. Bust is and Matt, I'm not giving you a hard time, but bust is a very strong word to me. Jamarcus Russell is a bust. I mean, like, all those dudes, injury aside, are going to sign second contracts here or somewhere else, probably last in the league 8 to 10 years, and have good careers and retire as multimillionaires, etc. So that's not a bust. You know what I mean? Jamarcus Russell's a bust. Jarvis Jones was a bust. You know what I mean? Like, you get nothing out of the player. You're getting a lot out of these players. I don't think Broderick's story's written yet. He's the most disappointing of the group because he was the highest pick and the hardest to replace. But I also think that there's potential there, and he flashes it, and then he takes a step backwards, and he takes 2 steps forwards, and he takes another step backwards. And I will say recently he's been more consistent than what I just described. We've talked about Porter a lot on here. His zone stuff worries me. And across the board, I think you can at least question the coaching staff that despite a lot of talent with these 3 players, including Benton, who I'll get to in a minute, they haven't developed that talent quite as much as you'd like at this stage, considering they were drafted in 2023 and it's 2025. But bust is not a word I would use. Benton has technique issues, which again lends itself to, are these guys getting better? Are they being developed, etc.? But there's a lot of ability with him, and I think he rushes the passer. I think he's disruptive. He's big, fast, strong. His run defense is worrisome. I don't think he's a nose. Would you want more out of that class? That's probably a better way of phrasing the question, especially what you saw of them, of the 3 of those guys right when they were drafted. You know, you kind of looked at it like this could be a franchise-altering draft. Yeah, I think it's safe to say that they haven't progressed collectively exactly where you want them. But I would not call them a bust either. And frankly, I'd consider extending each of them at the right price as well. And the 5th-year option on Jones is far from a done deal. Who knows? I mean, I don't know if it's going to happen or not. You know, I mean, so, and I definitely think these guys are allowed to get better, as I often say, but they haven't gotten as better as you want them to, I guess. All right, everyone. We will talk soon. Over and out.